All right, Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well. All right, starting off with the elder apostle Tahar on down, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with your sincere Akim, pushing this word, the words of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, Barakathum, unto you, brothers. And the title of this video is going to be named Dark Financial Times Ahead, right? Because you have the stepping down of these different, lesser luminaries. And the person, the man of the hour, the person of discussion right now is Warren Buffett retiring. Now, why is he retiring? He always talked about how he's never going to retire. He's never going to retire. He's retiring because he knows what's coming down the pipeline. Okay? He's trying to get out of the limelight. We wouldn't be surprised if this nigga just altogether just disappeared. All right? Warren Buffett shocked shareholders by announcing his intention to retire at the end of the year. It says billionaire Warren Buffett shocked an arena full of shareholders Saturday by announcing that he will retire at the end of the year, bringing the curtain down on a 6-decade run leading Berkshire Hathaway that made him the most influential investor in the world. Buffett said he will recommend to Berkshire Hathaway's board on Sunday that Vice Chairman Greg Abel should replace him. All right, it says that he's 94 years old. All right, he said he always said that he had no plans to retire. So you know that something is coming. And he ain't the only one. It's a great, CEO, exited CFO, the top, upper echelon of, individuals as far as finances. You can see them just falling off left and right. Buffett announced the news at the end of a 5-hour question and answer period without taking any questions about it. He said the only board members who knew this was coming were his two children, Howard and Susie Buffett. So yeah, he out of here. He about to pull a Houdini. He says, I have no intention, zero, of selling one share of Berkshire Hathaway. I will give it away eventually. The decision to keep every share is an economic decision because I think the prospects of Berkshire will be better under Greg's management than mine. Which, once again, he trying to pass the buck. Because as things continue to get worse and worse, they're going to be looking for answers. And see this guy, Warren Buffett, even though he's a billionaire, rubs elbows with some of the elite. He's not on that top, Rockefeller, Rothschild level. He's still JV, junior varsity. Now, of course, and we know, through the spirit that Warren Buffett is an Edomite. We know that you know, he most likely is probably a small hatter. I'm just going to go ahead and get a couple of scriptures. And Lord's will is edifying. And this is, just more information on the article. And that can be paused. I'll read this because it goes with the precept that I'm about to bring out. Berkshire meeting attracts thousands. It says the meeting attracts some 40,000 people every year who want to hear from Buffett, including some celebrities and well-known investors. This year, HRC also attended. Clinton was the last candidate Buffett backed publicly because he was shied away from politics and any conversational topic in recent years for fear of hurting Berkshire's businesses. One investor even camped outside the arena overnight to be the first in line. And best believe when things get shaky, he's going to be selling too. Make no mistakes. All right, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus 13 and 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. So people like Warren Buffett are seen as, the wise, financial literate people of the earth. See, people attribute financial literacy with power and understanding and wisdom. See, they don't care about the words Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, 2/3 of Israel are heathen. See, the 2/3 look at somebody like Warren Buffett and they say, "That's who I want to be like. That's who I want to model myself after, and emulate, and listen to." Jacob, the Israelites are constantly speaking on financial literacy. How to even the playing field, how to excel. And that's what they do. They want to excel. They want to be the so-called white man. 2/3 of Israel wants to be like the so-called white man. They want to be like Warren Buffett. All right, they want a piece of the pie. Ecclesiasticus 13 and 23 continuing. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? Who is this nigga? Who is this nigga? Who is this? Why is he talking to me? And we preach the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua B'Shem Kudash. And it's through the foolishness of preaching. See, it seems foolish, yet we know that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, This is what the Lord has called us to do. To reach out and to make contact and inspire through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, the elect of the nation of Israel. See, it's all about the elect. Nobody else teaches about the elect except, the Great Millstone. Now, of course, you got, you may have some random guy speak on it. Yet, the only ones that matter, all right, when it comes to bringing out this word, the men of the Lord, bringing out the proper doctrine, the proper format, of how things are and how things are set in place. Ecclesiasticus 13 and 23, continuing. And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. And you see what happened with Jake. When something happened with Jake, E's whole memo is to try to push you down even further. E likes to add insult to injury. See, because the rich own all these different companies that are just hell bent on keeping Jake down. Here it is, you driving down the road, something happened with your car. All right, you go to walk down the street, or whatever, because your cell phone service is bad. Next thing you know, somebody taking your vehicle. Then okay, they take it each day. The money amount goes up. All right, then this and that and the third happens with the bank. See, Esau, Edom, he's the fucking devil. So his whole scheme, his whole system, is to have you basically be subject to him, right? And to be, catching hell, the hell that he's created. All right, Ecclesiasticus 13 and 24. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly. And so they want to constantly call us bums, which whatever. I mean, it's all good, right? Because we're spiritually rich. Well, we don't need the riches of this world. The riches of this world ain't worth nothing. Day by day, that's being proved. Hyperinflation. Yet this is the world that 2/3 of Israel wants to live and quote unquote thrive in. This through ass place. Ecclesiastes 13:25 says, "The heart of a man changeth his countenance, whether it be for good or evil." So you can do righteous. You can do things in a righteous manner. You can do things in a wicked manner. That's how you know that our actions and everything that we do, the Lord is a part of everything. So the Lord has set that up. It says, "A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance." And the only way for that to happen is through these scriptures, understanding these scriptures. And you have to be the elect of the nation of Israel to be able to, understand and interpret the words of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? To lead, okay? Because brothers in this truth, we're leading our nation to victory through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Because we're letting our people know who they are, what they, who they come from, the laws, statutes, commandments, the whole way of living, right? And it increases our lifespan. It increases our lifespan. Following the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakudash leads to life. Everything else is going to lead to death. And see, that's why they cannot stand it. Because, this truth and everything that it represents is the complete opposite of these people. We're speaking on a pure doctrine. The names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right? That's a beautiful, powerful thing, right? That's being understood, being able to understand and decipher what's being said through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Going through the scriptures, understanding the scriptures, that makes us merry-hearted. That's the only thing that makes us happy. Is the truth. Don't nothing else make us happy but the truth. Ecclesiasticus 13 and 26. A cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity. So yeah, cheerful countenance is something that's given to you, in your mind, right? When you're prospering in this truth. You see brothers have their, chin up, chest out, confident through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, a cheerful countenance is a token of a heart that is in prosperity. And the finding out of parables is a wearisome labor of the mind. So to break down the scriptures is actually labor intensive. That's why after your whole camp, you feel like you got done running a marathon or whatnot. Because of course, brothers, we all on our feet all day, so it's no, it's no big deal. It's not no task, right? But this is a physical, mental, spiritual battle. So through the scriptures, through the scriptures, we have a chance. We have a fighting chance, so to speak. And even though it's like being in a field, in labor, and this is good labor. This the greatest labor we could do. This the best thing. That's the best thing that an Israelite man can do is bring out the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kakudash in sincerity and in faith. Nothing else will make the Lord more glad than to see his men, teaching and preaching. I'm going to start off at 1. Proverbs chapter 1. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 1. Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, to whom wisdom is like it. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment, and equity. All right, justice, going into what's going to happen, to our people. Okay, also what's going to happen to the other nations. Right, everything that entails that. It says to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment. Yeah, so we're judging through the scriptures, right, and equity. Hey, when Yahushua comes back, he's gonna be that great equalizer. It's gonna be beautiful, man. Knowing that the Lord is coming to stop you. All right, so they can try to, they try to do their smoke and mirrors, Houdini acts. This nigga Warren Buffett, he probably in a bunker somewhere, chilling. You know, body doubles, and a lot of these different, lower level, lesser luminaries. Once again, like these different high paid athletes, actors, and things like that. They're buying bunkers left and right. I made a video a while back about the singer Genuine buying a bunker, man. That's one of the hot topics of discussion. All hell breaking loose, what's coming next, and then ultimately the MOTB, and then the missiles. See, the missiles are prophesied in the Bible, and they're gonna come down. They're gonna touch. They're gonna touch down on Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, it's like it. Proverbs 1. I'm still reading down. 1 and 4. To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion, which is something that we didn't get, growing up, coming up. We weren't told that we are the Israelites. We are God's chosen people. We are a royal, noble people with rules and regulations and lines in the sand that aren't to be crossed. All right, but what we were subject to here is, hey, do whatever you want, right? Be whatever you want to be, say whatever you want to say, and ultimately that's all good. See, here in Babylon the Great, you can walk around with you can be 6'8", 330 pounds. You look like you should be playing for the New York Knicks, yet you got a fucking wig on. That's Babylon the Great. Total confusion. And the Lord is gonna wrap this shit up. All right. Lord is wrapping it up. All right, Proverbs 1:5, it says, a wise man will hear, right, and consider, and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. So we have been brought into a that wise counsel with the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, right? That's the best counsel. All right, teach what was taught. We teach what was taught to us. It says, Proverbs 1:6, to understand a proverb, right? The breaking down of the script, the breakdowns of the scriptures, right? When things were explained to us as far as who we are, where we come from, right? That information, everything about that came from the elder apostles of Great Millstone. It says, first Proverbs chapter 1, verse 6, to understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. Yeah, because these are the things that we speak about that it's unknown in the sense that nobody else is talking about it. And see, because we can go into the scriptures and we can prove about the missiles. See, we can prove, right, that Esau Edom is at his end. Okay, that wicked man of sin has been revealed. We know that it's Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. Proverbs 1:7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, yet therefore they don't fear the Lord. My son, my son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother. Yeah. And applying that, set up instructions for us to follow, laws, statutes, and commandments. For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us wait for blood. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses and spoil. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the ways with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. Yeah, so stay away from these niggas. All right? For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. That's Jake. That's Jake all the way. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. And they lay wait for their own blood. They look privily for their own lives. And not only is that, Jake being blood, having a bloodlust, that also goes into him spiritually. Because spiritually, he's murdering our people. He is passing Slovakia. Because he is passing his weirdo ways onto the heathen. Which the heathen, they're already weirdos. But the heathen sees what Esau Edom does, and sees them getting away with certain things, and it emboldens them as well. Yet we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai that the salt, right, the salt of the earth is Jake, the Israelites. The Lord is about to have us up out of here soon. Right? The Lord is about to remove that remnant from out of the way, and then destroy this place, Babylon the Great, aka America. Also like it. Proverbs 1:17. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. It's like Proverbs 1:19. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy, that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Scheme. It's a process. Verse 21. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. So that's why, every brother, and more specifically, every camp, Israelite camp, it's like every Israelite camp, Great Millstone Camp specifically, the brothers are at the, the chief place of concourse, like the main part of the city. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Yeah, because they're being increased, their finances being increased, them being wicked, all the things that they've done beforehand, their forefathers, right? Even though it's like, let me just get back to the scriptures. Proverbs 1:23. Turn you at my reproof. Yeah, so turn back. Hey, when the Lord is judging us through these scriptures, when the Lord is showing us the ins and outs and the do's and don'ts, we have to take heed and take notes and pay attention to that. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And how is that done? That's done through the Holy Spirit. All right, Proverbs 1:23, that's speaking about the Holy Spirit. That's how we're able to understand what we understand. Barak the Yahbashim Yahushua. Proverbs 1:25 says, but ye have set at naught my counsel, and with none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When fear cometh as desolation, your destruction cometh as a whirlwind from them nukes. When distress and anguish cometh upon you. It's going to get bad out here. Proverbs 1:28. For that they hated knowledge, and they did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. All right, because we know that the Lord has got us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Lord's will, let me get back to the scriptures. Salakia. Proverbs 1:23. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, right, being in that strong tower, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. There's some evil, dark times ahead. All right, it's some dark times coming to the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know, it's hell coming. You know, JT is coming. Ultimately, the CHIP is coming. All right, and then the missiles, those ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. We're gonna keep bringing it up. We're gonna keep bringing it out. It's gonna be thousands upon thousands upon thousands of those warheads. Hey, Barakatha Yahweh Shem Shai, for the Lord. Hey, the Lord has revealed that unto us. The Lord has revealed those dark sayings, the things that were once in the dark. A light has shined upon those things, which is Yahweh Shai. And when Yahweh Shai shines his light upon things, everything is made known. Everything is clear. You know, so the water Yahweh Shem Shai Ba'Shem Kakwadash, you know, for giving us that eye salve, for putting that oil in our lamps. You know, it's the Lord doing, you know, miracles, miraculous things every single day. And the Lord is going to, the Lord is going to have us, you know, fishers turn hunters. You know, that's the spirit that we have to be in. Hey, that the Lord is going to change us soon. You know, that's inspiring to know that the Lord is coming back, you know, so quickly. You know, it seems like one day it only feels like an hour. Time is speeding up, and that's for the elect's sake. All right, so with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, as well as a sincere salutations to you hopeful elect Akim, who are pushing this word all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kudash. Barakatham. Okay, and to you brothers, man, you sincere brothers out there pushing, keep pushing, believing in through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, the Lord is revealing everything to us. All right, we're watching out for the MOTB. That's the main indicator that we're waiting for. All right, Shalom.